To your ears, this is the weekly meeting of the Queen City Improvement Bureau. Each week, the dedicated staff of the Bureau meet to file reports, make recommendations, and try to sleep on beds of dot matrix printer paper as water drips from the boiler pipes into their open mouths. Fun. Maybe one day, subterranean world of this office, but until that day comes, the city is not going to improve itself. So, here we stay. Improving things. This meeting is now in session.
Hello.
Oh.
How are you doing?
Good.
Are you feeling audacious?
I am feeling audacious.
Are you heavy with audacity?
I am heavy with audacity.
Weighty with audacity.
I can't even move because of all the audacity.
So much audacity.
I had seconds.
I didn't. I just ate one sizable portion of audacity.
I ate your audacity. I eat it up.
Oh, now I'm lacking audacity. Oh no.
Why in the world would folks like us be talking about audacity?
I have no idea.
Unless
because I'm audacious. I don't know about
audacious.
You, sir.
You're editing audio files again with audacity.
That's it. Yes,
that's it.
You caught me.
You know the city though is pretty audacious. There's lots of audacity to go around.
I think it's an audacity. That's what I think.
Whoa! I never thought of that.
No.
You know what I'd do? I'd have a website.
Would you?
And I'd have Audacity, and I'd put city in like a different color. So people would get it. They could not possibly forget.
Wow.
What it was I was trying to get across.
That sounds darn clever.
I thought so.
I would want that website to have like words and pictures flying at me from every angle.
Wow.
Whoosh, whoosh, words and words.
Well, you want to be a place where change makers thrive.
I do, man. I do. Because, when the change makers thrive,
we all thrive.
We all do. It's true.
Yes.
Yeah. The change makers, the range flakers, the deranged dakers. Sorry, bakers. Deranged bakers.
I was going to say the able bakers.
Yeah, those guys too. Everybody thrives.
Except for us.
No,
we're stuck in a sub-basement.
Yeah. So, how are things?
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good, as they say. A little hungry.
Are you?
Yeah.
You ate all that audacity and you're still hungry?
Do you know what? Turns out there's not a lot of nutritive value in audacity.
I am not surprised that audacity would be a whole lot of bluster, but not terribly filling.
Pretty much.
Yep, pretty content-free. Anyways, we should probably do an attendance. Oh,
yeah. We should figure out who all is here.
Yeah. Make it audacious, though.
Oh, man. Okay. Audacious. First attendee, Battenford Gilshire.
Whoa!
Yes.
I've been waiting for Battenford Gilshire to come on to come to one of our meetings for ages.
The flying ace Battenford Gilshire, who actually apparently parachuted out of his biplane to come down to be at this meeting. Where's his biplane going? Who knows?
Yeah.
He's that audacious.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he missed the mark by several miles and fell into Wascana Lake and drowned.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the risk.
You know what they say? Never meet your heroes.
That's true.
Because in this case, were I to meet him, I too would drown.
Yeah. You know who Battenford Gilshire's hero was?
Who?
Wascana Lake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
See?
Stupid man.
Never
pick better heroes. That's a better advice.
I think so. I think we're ignoring the fact that Battenford Gilshire was an absolute fool.
Yeah.
However, he's not here, but I believe you are.
I am.
And you are, to the best of my knowledge. No. PD. I know your initials are PD.
Mm-hmm.
Pearly Dignam.
You know, I like that better than my real name, which is Paul Deshane. So anytime you want to call me Pearly Dignam, I would not say no.
That's right. Actually, or Patty Dunham, who I think is a character from Joyce's Ulysses.
Huh?
Patty Dignam. He dies. He's dead. You never meet him. Oh. He's a corpse.
Oh, that's sad.
But he's like...
Don't meet your heroes, Percy.
Exactly. All right. So our next most audacious attendee is Garmalor Barifson.
Garmal or Barifson?
Yes. A European aristocrat who threw in with the fascists in the early 30s.
I don't want him on the show.
Me neither. What a jerk. Get rid of him. How about me instead?
Oh, sure. You'd be awesome.
I am Anti-Meridian.
Anti-Meridian?
Anti-Meridian.
That is also better than your name.
Thank you.
Yeah, which is Aidan Morgan.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe my name was Amplitude Modulation.
Oh, next week it could be.
Maybe I'm Ashley McIsaac. Maybe I'm Amanda Marshall. There's a lot of Canadian hams in pop.
There actually are. Yeah. Come to think of it.
I feel like I should have been a pop star. Or like a Canadian pop star, which is,
right,
to say, kind of obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your career to CanCon rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and big hair.
Oh, no. I'm in trouble. Did you know, actually, speaking of big hair and CanCon and Amanda Marshall, I actually used to be friends with Amanda Marshall.
No.
Back in high school.
Really?
Yep. She went to... I went to the Halifax Grammar School in Halifax, unsurprisingly. And she went to, I think, Convent of the Sacred Heart, which was a Catholic girls' school.
Right.
And she was notable because... as a pop star, she has formidable hair, but it used to be loose and more like a really long, heavy, weighed down afro. So you could see her from literally 2 blocks away. Oh, because her hair would just sort of move independently of the rest of her. It had its own sort of like gravity or like frequency of motion,
or mutant power.
Mutant power. Anyway, it was amazing. Yes, or mutant power, or what's inhuman power?
I guess it would be the Inhumans. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, she was great. She was
Thanks for correcting me on my Marvel Comics knowledge, you nerd.
Maybe this is why Amanda Marshall stopped hanging out with me and went on to become a pop star.
Yeah.
She's like, "You're a nerd." No.
It's like you co-host a comics show or something.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, no, she moved to Toronto or parts.
They all do.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the cool people.
Yeah.
Anywho. Well, whereas I moved to Regina.
Yeah. Hey, Regina's cool tonight.
Is it?
Yes, right now. If you're listening to this on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. Thursday, what day is it? What's the date? December 5th?
Is there some kind of festival happening?
There is.
Whoa.
Yeah, Light of the Village in Cathedral.
Nice.
All along 13th Avenue, all the businesses are going to be open late. They opened at 5 and are going to stay open till minimum, I think, is 10 for most businesses, and they're going to have things for you to drink. Little tipples.
I like a little tipple now and again.
Yeah. It's like some hot chocolate here, a little apple cider there. And I think there's going to be sleigh rides. Not sleigh rides. Those things with the hay rides.
Oh, yes.
With the horses and the carriages.
Horse rides, hay rides,
Yeah. So there's going to be that. Yes. And what else? Oh, and Paper Umbrella will be doing their annual traditional staying open for, basically all night. And one of the proprietors there, Brad, will be staying up all night long. So you can buy pens and or ink and paper until, tomorrow. And then tomorrow somebody else will come in. They're going to be open for 30-something hours.
My man, wow.
Yeah. If only more businesses didn't have this kind of dedication.
Yeah. Brad and Teresa are making us all look bad.
They are.
Just something has to be done about that.
All I put in is an hour a week. This man's going to I don't know, show me up.
Exactly. And he won't even make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. There will also be DJs and drinks at Artesian.
Cool.
Yeah. And other stuff. Oh, and Host of the Dish Pit has an art show opening at the Artesian.
Fantastic.
With the DJs and the drinks.
I wonder, was it Takeaway Gourmet one year who had raclette? I don't know.
I don't know. It could be.
Anyway, it was really good, and they ran out quick because it was uber popular.
Well, they have a new location, Takeaway Gourmet.
They do. I know.
Yes, they moved to the right.
I knew it would happen. Just all the left moves to the right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I went there the other day, and it completely confused me.
Yeah.
Because I walked in, and the door was different. Which confused me.
Yeah.
And I thought, what happened to their door? And then the space was much larger. And I said to them, behind the counter, I said, your space is larger. Because, maybe they didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
So they need somebody. They need somebody to come off the street and let them know. And they said, yes, we've moved. And I realized they're in the space that used to be occupied once upon a time by the Quality Tea Room.
Yes. And then by Shannon's.
Yeah. In between, there was a really good restaurant. I reviewed them once. I can't
remember.
The Crushed Grape.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. And now Shannon's has also moved to the right.
They did. Yes.
And everybody took a step to the right.
Yeah. Just this is the fate of politics these days.
I know. There's another really huge, cool piece of news that's coming out of Light Up the Village this year. Tell me. And it is that 33 1/3 is reopening. So the coffee shop that was in the old Gales building that closed down a year ago, they're going to be opening tonight for one night and selling coffee. And this is sort of a pre-opening opening. So they're going to be having a grand reopening. They haven't said when, but 33 1/3 is back.
Wow.
Which was... Now, I worry because there's great coffee all along 13th Avenue. So I don't want to say where they were the best, but they were the most conveniently located when I was in the neighborhood. Yep. And so I would wind up getting coffee there, and it was always fantastic. So 13th Avenue, and when 33 1/3 shut down, there was this gaping maw of coffee void on 13th Avenue, because you had Happy High, now Pause Coffee, and then 13th Ave Coffee, and then nothing. And then you had L's, and then you had Bobby Joe's. And you need that nothing. You need coffee continuity on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's restored.
Great. So now you can have a cup of coffee, walk a block or two, get another cup of coffee, walk another block.
That's what I want out of a town.
Yeah.
Just coffee
everywhere.
Yeah.
I was so traumatized when they closed. I swore I'd never have another cup of coffee again.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Really well, because I had more coffee immediately. So it would have been much more difficult had I...
Take that!
Yeah.
Take that, my willpower.
I wouldn't have been able to get through it without coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, why were we joking about Audacity? Just because some people may not know, there's a website, audacityqr.ca.
Yeah. We were looking at it today.
Yeah.
And it's very funny.
Yes, we were japing.
Having a larf.
Having a larf, yes.
Yeah.
Mild japes about it.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, just one last piece of 13th Avenue news. Apparently, not only is 33 1/3 opening in the old Gales building, 3 other businesses, 3 secret businesses are going into that business.
Tell me.
I can't tell you. They're a secret. So secret, I don't even know what they are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we're not in on the secret.
We are not in on the secret. It might only be 2 more, but I'm pretty sure it's 3 more.
Well, what if it's just 2 different auto parts dealers?
Yeah, that would be sad. Yeah. Front of the car, auto parts. Back of the car, auto parts.
That's right. It's we work together to give you the entire car's worth of auto parts.
Get your tweeters here. Get your woofers back there.
What about the middle of the car? You can go to the north end for the middle of the car. What do you think we are?
Yeah. We're on 91.3 FM CJTR Regina Community Radio. We're the Queen City Improvement Bureau.
Yes.
Yeah. And we've been talking about Light Up the Village on 13th Avenue, which is going on right now, so you better get there right away.
Yeah, don't even listen to us.
Unless it's Monday afternoon, in which case you missed it.
Yeah. So, but you should know by now, if you're listening to us on Monday afternoon, it's not live.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a shout-out on Blue Sky.
No, we didn't. That's a lie.
We did. Can I read you the shout-out we got on Blue Sky?
Did they write it with a plane?
Yes. That's how you...
Skywriting in the blue sky?
It's a little weird, because you'd think the Blue Sky would make it more accessible, you could do it with a keyboard, but no.
Right.
Blue Sky, by the way, lots of people know it now. There's a lot of Twitter refugees. It's now kind of bland and normified, but still.
I like it. I like it better.
I like it better, too. I don't like it as much as I used to.
Oh, really?
Because I'm a blue sky hipster. I hate to say it.
Oh, see, I like it more now.
I joined, like, April or May of, like, 2023.
You got, like, a double-digit joiner number, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a certified blue sky elder, as they
really?
say.
I'm not.
So when I joined, it was full of, like, I think somebody defined it as the most unemployed 35-year-olds in the world.
Yeah. And they're furry friends.
And they're furry. Lots of furries. Lots of trans people. In fact, the core of Blue Sky is tech. Trans people who worked in tech. They're still there. But anyway, now it's lots of people.
And they're lewds.
Yes, and they're lewds.
So many lewds.
Yeah. You just like say, just go onto the main feed and say, what's up? Oh, it's somebody's butt. Great.
I do miss that.
It was actually pretty fun. You're like, what's on? Oh, somebody's butt. Great. But now it feels like a proper sort of like friendly Twitter space. Anyway, we got a shout out
right on
Blue Sky from SK Girl.
Oh, hey. I know SK
hello,
Girl.
SK Girl. And SK Girl says, 1 week until the first #Regina City Council meeting with the new council. 2 exclamation marks. Looking forward to PD City Hall, BlueSky.social coverage, and the QCIB podcast. ThePalinode.com, which is me, and Paul Deschen.
That's me.
Whiskey.social, that's you. Please don't disappoint. And we got some hashtags, what you are, CC, etc. So, yeah.
That is a lot of pressure. And
I know.
Saskia Girl is probably like tuned in right now and listened to us like
I know.
Riff on coffee for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean...
Sorry, Sass Girl.
This is the second sort of shout out we got after the Twitter person didn't like our Black Olive commentary.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said, we count on you for our insights, which, speaking of pressure...
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have insights to give beyond we sort of live at like the intersection of multiple illusions and live our days in like a heroic fantasy.
Yeah.
It's the only way we sustain ourselves in this world.
I feel bad because you haven't talked about olives once since that comment.
I did think I mentioned it once.
Oh, maybe I just tuned it out.
You're like,
oh, we're going to get more comments about the olives.
But I was at first I took it to heart, but then I'm like, okay, the important thing is that they want us to talk about things of substance.
Right.
And because they count on us. So
here you are.
Here we are. You are counting on us. Yeah. Here we are talking nonsense. Talking trash.
Hey,
anyway.
And this sounds like one of those episodes where we don't actually have an agenda.
We do, though.
We have a heck of an agenda,
We have a heck of an agenda.
Yeah, because we took a week off after the election while council was getting hit in the books and learning how council works.
Yeah.
We were basking in the steam of the boiler room and opening up our pores. So we'd be ready to go, raring to go for their first executive committee meeting, which happened this week.
Oh, nice.
And there was some fun stuff
that
happened at an executive committee meeting.
I don't know what happened. You have to tell me.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go out of order because the first item I wanted to talk about.
You're out of order.
Oh, dang it. There was one item that was like my favorite item, and I want to start with that.
Sure.
Okay, so the water network expansion. We've talked about this a bunch of times. It used to be called the Eastern Pressure Solution, which is a better name.
That really sounds like an indie band from the early 2000s.
Really does. Yeah. We should start that.
The Eastern Pressure. Oh,
the Eastern Pressure Solution.
Oh, we could get a bunch of synths and like people would call us neo soul, but they'd hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, and then I could have a spin-off group that I would call the Water Network Expansion. Oh. And I would just play like really bad techno.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we could have a feud. Anyway.
Yeah. So what happened with this is council approved it last year, but we needed to they needed like approval to cut like debts and crap, right? So that it would all be official. They needed the money is what's going on here. They needed approval to do the money side.
Right.
And one of the things that they agreed to was a 1.39% mill rate increase in the 2025 budget.
What a great start.
Yeah. And this is to support all the borrowing. The city's going to be taking out a $100 million 30-year loan. And then there's going to be another $85 million of spending in the capital plan for 2026.
Yeah.
And so to support that borrowing, we needed to have pre-approval to put 1.39% mill rate increase into the budget discussions, which are coming up in March. And this is great because it's like a tax hike blooding for the new councillors. Mm-hmm. Their very first day in council, so many of them ran on, I'm not raising your taxes. I'm going to keep the mill rate to zero. And I'm not going to be taking on any new debts for losers. And the very first day, they had to approve a 1.39% mill rate increase and, get behind $100 million in borrowing.
I'm kind of impressed, to be honest.
And it was unanimous. The vote was unanimous.
Whoa.
So so suck on that, Advance Regina.
Wow.
Your 3 grumpy Facebook grandpas were 100% behind. 1.39% down. Okay. 3 or 4 more percent to come.
I mean, I like the fact that they actually are willing to face reality.
Yeah.
Right
that
away.
You can't run a city on no money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I am a little disappointed that they're not going to be, so far, they're not being bizarre cranks.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm only not even a fifth of the way through the meeting. So that passed unanimously, and it's a good thing because and one of the reasons why they couldn't say no is because without this, right now, the suburbs on the east of the city, you can barely shower, you can't flush your toilets. It's like a Donald Trump nightmare out there.
They need some kind of solution out there.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. An Eastern pressure solution. So anyways, this is going to fix that. And and it also will help with all expansion of the city. If you don't have enough pressure for one end of your city, you kind of don't have enough pressure for your whole city. The other thing that happened, and this was good news, is Regina City Council agreed to pursue an offer of $3.5 million from the federal government, and it's from the encampment grant funds that the federal government has put together. So this is to help deal with encampments, which have been cropping up in cities all across the country, because there's a homelessness crisis right now in Canada and much of the world. And as a result, people have been setting up tent cities, and this is to help address that. Regina will be using our $3.5 million. Hang on a second here. Oh, here it is. Some of that money is going to be going to support the emergency shelter, former Eagles Club on Halifax Street. Some of it will be going to support the Regina Street Team because they have expanded their operations. They want to continue to expand, and so some of this money will be helping them do that. They have been frontline workers with encampments. So when an encampment appears and there's people there who are looking for housing, the Regina Street Team will go in and they will try to find the people who have set up the tent city services that they need to get housing. There will also be an encampment governance coordination strategy, and there will be contributions to the YWCA's emergency shelter, which will be at their new facility in North Cathedral, I do believe. I could be wrong about that, but because they do have a new facility going in, but they also have other places with shelters. Cool. And this will help them. So these are 4 awesome things that this money will be going towards. And now notable, this was money that the province kind of failed to say yes to on our behalf. And in time for the deadline. And so the federal housing minister, Sean Fraser, kind of went around the province of Saskatchewan and Scott Moe and his pals and just gave the money directly to Saskatoon and Regina. So that's why we're getting that money. The last significant thing was advance approval for the 2025 budget and the Community Investment Grants Program. That's millions of dollars. Because we had the city election, we're not doing the budget in December. Based They do this every 4 years at an election time. They don't do the budget in December. They put it off till March. And you can tell, like, you've got brand new councillors coming in based on the number and kind of questions they're asking. These are not people ready to tackle a city budget. But there's a bunch of, like, big projects that, you know, have already gotten approval, are already in the process of being bid upon, and contractors are being chosen. So they need the money to actually have these things go ahead in construction season. They can't wait till March. So there was like $92 million for capital projects, $131 million for utility projects, and then another $5 million for community investment grants, and $100,000 for the Mosaic Stadium's operating funds. So they approved those. It did look there for a minute that Dan Rasevich, David Froh, and Clark Bezo were going to start getting into the budget and tearing into it because of there were so many questions about the police budget mention of needing to buy furniture for their new facility. And it was hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it was furniture and equipment, etc.
Right.
And they needed to buy it. And they were like looking at, $230,000 worth of budget items. And somehow they got hung up on the furniture. And I was really worried they were going to start going through this budget line item by line item, these pre-approvals. And it's like, dudes, you've got email. You could ask these questions. So I'm worried because they're going to be going over all of these things, all of these items that were on this executive committee meeting will be on Wednesday's council meeting. So we might get those questions yet.
I hope they deny the cops all that furniture and the police have to sit on the floor.
That would be funny.
They just have to sit there and just look at papers and stuff all on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Okay, we were worried that there wasn't going to be a Councillor Hawkins in this council. I think we may have found maybe not a new Hawkins, but maybe a new Flagel.
Ooh, okay, that's something.
I've got some final comments from one of our councillors about the police furniture.
I don't see further questions. I will pass it to Councillor Rasevich to close.
Sure. I just want to follow up on Councillor Mancinelli's comments about, I guess we didn't know that we were leasing three different spaces, and now I guess, and I didn't know that it was going to, I guess, just everything's going to be centralized, but even still, in my mind, I sort of think, hey, those leased places obviously had furniture, and I'm just saying, had all different types of things, and so, you wonder, can those desks or whatever components cannot be sometimes salvaged, used, I wonder if it's things like that, hey, I throw nickels around like manhole covers. So sometimes, I just think, hey, I'm thinking about the people of Regina. So, there was just a comment that, you wonder if these things sometimes, hey, maybe it's easier just to buy brand new, but sometimes, sometimes used isn't bad either. So just a comment. Yeah.
Right. So that was Councillor Dan Rasevich.
As soon as I heard the voice, I'm like, that's Rasevich.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that brings me to my innovative revenue tool.
Oh, yes. Let's hear it.
Regina brand manhole cover nickels. Or nickel manhole covers.
Whoa.
We could sell them.
Nice.
Because who else? What other city is using nickels for manhole covers?
You know what we could do? What? We could actually host nickel manhole cover tossing competitions.
Oh, I love it.
Rasevich Invitational.
I love it. Okay, on that note, we are going to go to the pre-recorded innovative revenue tools. And we're back from Innovative Revenue Tools.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh,
who's that there? In the darkness?
It is I, Tarina Nelson.
Oh my gosh! I thought we were rid of you.
No, I'm here. I'm here to say something. I got something to say.
You?
Yes.
Tarina Nelson has something to say.
Yes, I know I sound a little bit like your co-host Aidan Morgan. I have a terrible cold.
Everybody has a terrible cold right now, so I'm not surprised. I'm sorry to hear it, Tarina.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You jerk.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have this head injury. Sometimes I say things. Anyway, yes. I just want to say, people have been asking me about, my electoral run and the loss and the fact that I'm not serving another term. I just want to say, today is the start of my best years. My phone has been ringing and buzzing all morning. It's not morning right now. I need to tell everyone that I am beyond happy that I was not reelected. After 4 years of hell, and I mean hell, I am free. The a-holes of Regina came out and made this job extremely hard for me. For every wonderful person I met and helped made up for the a-holes. There's some a-hole equation going on. I am free, capital F, free, to be me and free to say what I want to say and do what I want to do. A very wise man, I don't know if you know this, Paul, a very wise man once told me not to get into politics. He said, you will be handcuffed and your spirit will be destroyed. And if I would have known then what I know now, I would never have put my family and myself through this. I got into this because I wanted to help people, and soon into this role, I learned what politics was all about. You do for me, and I will do something for you. It was rarely about doing what is best for everyone. I'm glad to have had the opportunity, and I am proud of the work I did. The new indoor pool will have an accessible water slide. Water slide, Paul. I saved numerous animals and got the Winnipeg Senior Centre much-needed funding, along with numerous small problems fixed for people. That's all.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah, it's probably more.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You got it out of your system?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I had more to say, but the screenshot got cut off.
Oh.
And I don't remember what else I wrote on Facebook.
Oh, well, that's okay. I feel like some of this was aimed directly at me and my co-host, Aidan Morgan.
I don't think so. You two are Regina's hidden gems.
Did you say jerks? Regina's hidden jerks?
Are you hidden?
Not really.
No. I think Trina Nelson probably admires us.
Well, I doubt it.
Probably not after I read
very much.
Probably not after I read her Facebook posts on air.
That'd be 2 episodes in a row.
Yes, I know, but I mean, her Facebook stuff is great.
Yeah,
I think
we're gonna miss her.
Yeah, I really will.
Yeah.
I am kind of hoping she gets back into politics in some fashion, or keeps on being a prominent figure, because I'm kind of miss council without her already.
Jonesing.
Kind of jonesing for that Trina Nelson
I'm not.
juice.
I joke about wanting the drama, but honestly,
I know.
I'm a boring man with boring obsessions.
And I actually want to say that as much as we like to rib Trina Nelson on the show, she actually did do some good stuff.
She did.
She did work for that water slide.
Yep.
I don't know about that thing she says about saving small animals.
I don't even want to know.
Because I'm really curious. Yeah. And I kind of want to ask her, but I actually don't want to say, hi, Trina. I'm Aidan Morgan. Do you know who I am?
What's up with the animals?
What's up with the small animals you're saying?
What are those noises coming from your car?
What are those noises coming from inside your coat, Ms. Nelson?
That's all I want to say on Trina Nelson.
All right.
Yeah, because it's going to be, it's a very different council now, and we need to move on too.
I know. I feel like we're trying to squeeze a last bit of juice. Speaking of squeezing juice, I have come up with what I think is a pretty cheap, or at least cost-effective solution to the Eastern pressure problem.
Oh, do tell.
Yes. Well, 2 things. I mean, the thing I think that we're not factoring in is nature's greatest natural resource, gravity.
Oh, yeah. We've left that out of the equation somehow? Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
So all we need to do is take Regina, kind of tip it a little more towards the east.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
It is. Although that's
so the water will flow down there.
Exactly. Now,
but then what about the west?
Well, then you tip it back.
Oh.
You just keep on like rocking it back and forth gently.
Right.
Like a baby.
And then...
like a city-sized baby in your
and
arms.
then everybody in the downtown will fall to sleep.
That's right. Sparing us that most cursed thing, consciousness.
Yes. We'll forget that we have no water because it's sloshing to the east or the west, and we never get to drink from it.
That's right. Well, we just put out a cup every so often. Yeah. It's sloshing. The other solution, and this might be a little more feasible.
Okay.
We apply literal pressure. We have a big rubber dome around Buffalo Pound Reservoir,
yep.
And then we just squeeze it. We just squeeze that water. Just push it through.
We could do that. Although I think that's kind of what the Eastern Pressure Solution is literally doing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess. No wonder they recently hired me to take care of that issue.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a promotion, is what you're saying.
Yes. They said they
like you.
Yeah. You're a hygronomist, and I'm like, I don't know what that word is. They're like, I don't even think it's the right word.
Hygronomist.
Hygronomist Morgan. Hygronomist Morgan. It's kind of like Hieronymus Bosch. Hygronomist Morgan.
He sits in the QCIB and he paints. And he consults astrology. Hygronomist Morgan.
Maybe hydrologist Morgan. Maybe that's why they hired me, because my first name is hydrologist. Like, that's not your job? Nope. It's just my name.
My parents had big dreams. Well, middling dreams.
Very specific niche dreams for me. So yes, but I mean my giant rubber dome thing, and hiring lots of people to like stand on it periodically to squeeze it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, people power. People power. And it would be a made in Regina solution.
Yeah, just like kind of like the Khmer Rouge. We could learn a thing or two from Pol Pot. We could.
I disavow my coworker.
I mean, not the part with the genocide. Why am I talking about this?
I have no idea.
All right.
Speaking of Pol Pot,
now who wants to talk about Pol Pot?
Another double P named politician, Pierre Poilievre.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Brother number one. Very good.
So, there was a story on November 30th in the Aurora Today newspaper by Bailey Morton. And so in Aurora, Ontario, Mr. Poilievre came to town to do a rally amongst his supporters, and he said some stuff that shook the nation, or at least the nation that's paying attention.
An inveterate stuff sayer, that Poilievre.
He was talking about, or he was asked about infrastructure money for cities. And apparently the mayor of Aurora had, noted that they like the infrastructure money that the federal Liberal Party, through the federal government, has been releasing to cities to do things like build infrastructure, solve the housing crisis, solve homelessness. Mm-hmm. These things are not solved, but at least the cities are getting money to deal with these things. Poilievre has said that he doesn't want to keep doing that because, well, here's the article title. They're wasting it all. Poilievre rejects municipal calls for more infrastructure money. And here's what Mr. Poilievre had to say about infrastructure money for cities. Trudeau will give more and more to incompetent, greedy, money-hungry municipal politicians. I will cut the bureaucracy and axe the tax. Later, he says, municipal governments, don't ever let them bull duty you, are bursting with cash, and they're wasting it all. That's why we don't have enough infrastructure. Cut the bureaucracy. Get their hands out of people's pockets. But Trudeau will give more and more to incompetent, greedy, money-hungry municipal politicians. I will cut the bureaucracy and axe the tax. Sorry, I said that one before, but it was funny, so I said it twice.
And I think it's worth remembering.
It is. So this is pretty outrageous stuff, just basically accusing another level of government of being so incompetent that he doesn't want to give it money, and he doesn't want to let it cope with its own municipal issues.
I mean, he does understand that municipal governments there are tons of municipal governments of varying levels of... He doesn't care. Why am I engaging seriously with someone who is fundamentally unserious?
And I'm annoyed personally, because here's this guy, this like squinty-eyed federal politician, this Laurentian elite, this spackle-haired Ontario man, Ottawa guy, coming to town and insulting municipal politics and insulting city halls, and that's our job.
Exactly.
He doesn't have the right to be saying city halls are incompetent.
He couldn't make it 5 minutes on our show.
No, sir.
That's right.
Because we'd throw peanuts at him.
Yes. We'd say, where's your security clearance, you fool?
Yeah.
You absolute credulous moron.
Also, really frustrating about this, municipal government is the one level of government that is required to balance its budget.
Yes.
And the only revenue they can access is property taxes, which is the smallest amount of taxes. They get a teensy bit out of the gas tax.
Mm-hmm.
That's their revenue. And he goes on to say about how cities are flush with cash. Those are our reserves. And we have those because we have to save money for years or decades to pay for infrastructure. Yeah.
What can I say? I think maybe the right strategy here is to patiently discuss the ways in which Poilievre's polemic is purely wrong and obviously intended just to be red meat for rural audiences. That is probably the wise tack to take, which is the tack that you appear to be taking.
Kinda.
I don't have that kind of patience in myself, though.
You don't have the Poilievre patience?
I do not have the Poilievre. I do not have the PP. The Poilievre patience.
The PP?
Nope.
The PP for the PP.
Nope.
He's also announced that he's going to get rid of the Housing Accelerator Fund and the Housing Infrastructure Fund. And he's going to use that to cut GST on new house sales. So this will be houses sold for under $1 million. Now, we already have a program in Canada so that if you're buying a house that's under $300,000, you can get a portion of the GST cut from it already. So really all he's doing is expanding a program that already exists and making it apply to more houses for rich people. So this GST cut is really just a program to help people who can already afford to buy housing. And he's getting rid of the Housing Accelerator Fund, which, it's being used by cities in all sorts of different ways because this money has been given to them to support their own housing programs. So addressing local need through local solutions. The one thing he isn't addressing is the Housing Accelerator Fund has catalyzed, to use a maiden Regina word, all of these changes to zoning bylaws and zoning policies across the country. And it's modernized zoning bylaws across the country so that more density is going to be allowed, taller buildings are going to be allowed, a greater diversity of housing is going to be allowed. Pierre Poilievre has talked about wanting to get city bureaucracy out of the way of building. Justin Trudeau has actually done it, right? He's actually gotten rid of that bureaucracy over the last year and a bit with the Housing Accelerator Fund. Here in Regina, we got rid of our parking minimums. We now allow up to fourplexes on houses within the intensification zone. These are like transformative changes over the long term. Getting rid of the Housing Accelerator Fund is going to allow cities to backslide on all of those commitments to zoning modernization and replace it with a handout, effectively, to people buying $1 million homes.
Well, it's in keeping with the conservative philosophy of starving everyone but the rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And as we know, these trickle-down plans, they always work.
If they wanted to make the whole trickle-down theory more convincing, they wouldn't have called it trickle-down. They shouldn't have called it trickle-down. Because
should have been gush down.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly...
Splooge down.
Well, maybe that would have probably worked for some people.
Yeah.
But gushing down would have actually maybe sold it a little more.
Yeah.
But people still seem to buy it for 40 years or so. So what can I say?
Yeah. And they keep buying it since Reagan. It's been proved over and over and over again. All of Reaganomics is a fraud, a sham.
Yes.
And a cash grab for the rich. And yet we continue to get it. Even here on 91.3 FM CJTR, the Queen City Improvement Bureau.
See, we know tons of things, and what happens is that we get on the microphones, and our knowledge trickles down to the listeners. Yes. Proving that trickle-down theory actually does have some applications.
I feel more like it ejects out. It shoots through the airwaves into people's ears.
That is infinitely more disturbing to think about.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. I mean, I suppose I was the one who brought up the Khmer Rouge. So
yes, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll do it again.
Nobody can go lower than you did today, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, it's Tarina Nelson again.
Oh, no. What did I do now, Tarina?
Nothing. I just got lost trying to find my way out of here.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go sit in the corner and maybe read a book or post on Facebook or something.
I don't think you're going to read a book. I think that's a lie.
I'm gonna go take care of some homeless people and small animals in the corner.
Oh, okay. That I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off I go.
Oh, there's an elevator. We do have an elevator.
Does it go to the top of the water slide?
It does.
Ooh.
All the way from here.
Okay.
The water slide.
I built that. That's me.
You?
That's my big accomplishment.
I just wanted to bring up the Pierre Poilievre thing because I think it's kind of important right now to remember that all of the changes that came out of the Housing Accelerator Fund and a lot of the infrastructure money projects that we've been getting from the federal government, like in the first half of this show, we talked about the $3.5 million to deal with encampments that came directly from the federal government. That's the tap the Poilievre wants to turn off. And there was a significant opposition forming at the end of the last council's terms against the Housing Accelerator Fund changes and the zoning modernization. And that could happen again. And the 9 new council members did not go through the Housing Accelerator process.
No.
So they haven't had this whole thing sold to them. If anything, they would have been hearing throughout the campaign from the NIMBYs who don't want neighborhoods to change, who don't want more housing density in residential areas. And so I think that if you are concerned about, housing in our city and that housing prices are too high and there's not enough houses for everybody who wants to live here, if you're concerned about that, it's a time now to sort of put the pressure back on to councillors and get them to educate themselves on what happened, because one of the things we're learning is that some councillors had no clue what was going on at city council until the day they decided to run for city council.
Yes.
So.
Well, but I would say to the councillors, if any of them are listening, you know what really helps when it comes to a housing shortage?
What?
Housing.
Dang, it's so simple, that solution.
And you know how to get, what housing costs?
What?
Money.
Oh.
So if you have, say, I don't know, $36 million of money dedicated exclusively to housing.
Might that help?
Might. Remains to be seen. I mean, so what if houses suddenly don't cost money? What if they cost fish? And we're a landlocked province.
Yeah, that would be bad for us.
I mean, our lakes are well stocked with fish, but I mean, what if they want, I don't know, tuna? I mean, those things are expensive.
Yeah, and if we wanted to get the fish from our lake, in the spring, we'd have to bargain with the pelicans to get our fish back.
I can't even admit, those pelicans drive a hard bargain, and they've got disquietingly big beaks.
Oh, they do.
So
they look like something out of the past.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't want to argue with a bunch of dinosaurs. Basically,
neither do
I.
Yeah. One of the things that I've been reading about is how one of the incentives that's going on is that the goal of increasing the amount of housing and the housing density is going to put a downward pressure on housing prices.
Right.
And that is something that especially older people who have already got stable housing that they've paid for, they don't want to see this.
They got theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's true. The study after study has shown that increasing the housing supply puts a downward pressure on housing prices.
Yeah.
It is a good thing.
Exactly. That's the thing that your house, I don't know. I should probably shut up
There's-
before we get in real trouble.
There were some studies that showed places where housing programs for like intensification and building more didn't work. It's because the cities didn't do it.
Right.
So that's what happens when you don't build housing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Another thing that I've been reading about is when cities implement like density schemes and stuff, but they put poison pills into their bylaws to prevent these things from happening. So there would be like strict controls over the designs of the houses.
Right.
And so, you could put a fourplex in, but it would have to be a lot more expensive to fit these design controls that the city puts in.
It'd have to be like purely non-Euclidian.
Yeah. It would have to exist in 4 dimensions so that it wouldn't take away from any parking spaces in the neighborhood.
And you would have to share space with Cthulhu.
Yes.
Yes. Who is able to like enter our reality through this unholy architecture.
Yeah. And those cities just disappear.
Exactly. Those cities are devoured by eldritch monsters.
You never hear from them again.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you want to be that, Regina?
We don't. We want to be a Regina that lives on this reality and not in an eldritch hell dimension.
Yeah. That should be our new slogan.
Ooh.
Euclidian Regina.
Euclidian. We're here.
3 spatial dimensions, no more.
Moving through time, the 4th dimension, the way God intended.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd like that. I think that'd be cool. It's better than I Heart Regina.
It really is. I think that's dead now.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But I kind of see it coming back for some reason.
I think it's time for us to because we did this once before. It's time to throw open the email box and see if people could we need a new slogan.
You are not wrong.
Right? Like Experience Regina, done like dinner. I Heart Regina, not coming back. So we need a new one. And I don't think Euclidean Regina is going to carry much water.
Probably not. Probably not.
It's kind of just saying we're really boring. We're here.
True.
Oh, I kind of like that. Regina, we're here.
We're not going anywhere. We're here. Yeah. I think we're here is probably the best. But more to the point, listeners, if you're still listening at this point in the program,
congratulations.
Yes. So please let us know on Blue Sky or Twitter or email us on our website, queencityib.com. What are your slogans for Regina? Winner will win something. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Something. You win something.
Yeah.
Like what do you got to lose?
4th dimensional trophy.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It will exist in all spaces simultaneously.
Yeah, you won't be able to touch it. But it will pass through every point in the universe at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a little statue. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's a little archery trophy or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And also, we've been getting a surprising amount of feedback and input through Blue Sky and through Reddit, the Regina subreddit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So any questions? And any questions or concerns? Or I'm also curious to know how people are feeling about this new council and if there's optimism or a lack thereof. One thing I've noticed from the internet, people are putting a lot of stock in this council being able to get along better, and therefore this council will be better.
There was a lot of rancor in division.
Yep.
A rancor monster. With the last council, but maybe this council will be come together like a Voltron.
Oh, that'd be awesome!
Municipal Voltron.
There, see?
Yeah,
another slogan.
Regina, Municipal Voltron.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we are getting close to the end of time, and we got through the entire agenda.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
as we always do. When have we not gotten through the entire agenda?
Oh, my God, man. Over the last 4 years, there were many, many days where we got through a tenth of what I had written down.
Oh.
I'm exaggerating. Maybe half.
That's true. We often did not get to the end of the notes.
Yeah.
But this time we did because
we rule.
Yeah.
And because we're getting along better.
That's nice. Yes. Yeah. We were there's
no rancor.
Exactly.
Even though Serena Nelson is down here in the corner.
Yeah, I think, but Trina, you seem to be like much better adjusted now, much happier. Yes, Aiden and Paul, I am. Thank you, Trina. You're welcome. See?
Her impression of you is really uncanny.
It's unsettling.
Yeah. It's non-Euclidian.
It's Cthulhu-esque.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we should probably, I don't know.
Move to adjourn?
I think so.
All right. Then I move to adjourn.
I second that motion.
Motion is carried. You have been listening to the Queen City Improvement Bureau on 91.3 FM CJTR, Regina Community Radio, tune into the community, etc. Our hosts are Paul Deschênes and Aidan Morgan, and guest tonight, Trina Nelson in the corner, caring for some homeless people. Thank you, Trina.
And Cthulhu.
And Cthulhu. Music by Ryan Hill, a.k.a. Guidewire, seconded again by Cthulhu. We are broadcast on live 7 to 8 p.m. on Thursday evenings.
With Audacity.
With Audacity, like you are. And again on Monday afternoons.
With Audacity.
Audacity, like you are. You can also find us on Twitter, on Blue Sky, and our website, queencityib.com. Again, that's Improvement Bureau, not irritable bowel. Stop sending us those emails. Thank you. That's it. No more bullying, Regina. Just improvement.